Is Alvin Bragg throwing in the towel? Is he waving the white flag? Now, I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about, Chromo? He's the one that had the 34 felony accounts. Just hear me out for a second, because I think he sees the tides turning, and I think he's starting to realize he's not on the right side of history right now. A month ago, Alvin Bragg watches 6 of his colleagues resign, refusing to drop the charges against Eric Adams. Well, what happens a month later?
A new update this morning on the Justice Department's push to have federal charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams dropped. In court documents filed on Friday, Paul Clement, the attorney appointed by the judge overseeing the case, recommended that Judge Dale Ho dismiss the charges like the DOJ is requesting, but do it with one major condition. Clement wants to remove the ability to refile these charges in the future.
I think Judge Ho will accept the recommendation, and I think this is the best case scenario for Eric Adams.
The judge didn't quite dismiss with prejudice, but he did do the next best thing.
Breaking news out of New York, a federal judge has indefinitely adjourned the criminal trial of Eric Adams. In the ruling, the judge writes, in light of the government's motion and the representation of the parties during the conference, it is clear that the trial in this matter will not go forward. So for now, it looks like Mayor Adams can avoid these corruption charges.
Yeah, corruption charges that literally every third party that stepped into review has said, whoa, what is this? Dismiss this. I mean, you guys tell me what you think, but to me, it looked like New York's 2 most powerful officials were trying to exert leverage over the person responsible for governing the largest city in the country. But apparently the Trump administration and Pam Bondi's DOJ had other plans in mind, because Eric Adams knows how to make himself useful.
The deal that was made, Trump wants to get Letitia James and Alvin Bragg. That's what this story is all about. Nothing else there. Adams knows where the bodies are buried with James and Bragg.
You don't think Alvin Bragg's seeing that? If I was Alvin Bragg, I'd be in my pants right now. Now, you remember how when Pam Bondi's DOJ announced the weaponization of government, they announced a bunch of names, but they skipped over Eric Adams, which prompted that Chris Cuomo, Bill O'Reilly interview that we just watched and everything, right? Well, Trump came out literally earlier today and went after everybody but Alvin Bragg. President Donald Trump on Friday renewed his attacks on lawyers he said have wronged him, singling out Mark Elias and Mark Pomerantz as radicals who tried to prevent him from returning to the White House.
Remember the 51 intelligence agents that said, as an example, that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell came from Russia when they knew it came right from his bedroom. They knew that. It was a big lie, and they knew it so well. They spied on my campaign, launched one hoax and disinformation operation after another, broke the law on a colossal scale, persecuted my family, staff, and supporters, raided my home, Mar-a-Lago, and did everything within their power to prevent me from becoming the President of the United States. With the help of radicals like Mark Elias, Mark Pomerantz, and these are people that nobody's ever seen anything like it. So many others, but these are people that are bad people, really bad people. They tried to turn America into a corrupt, communist, and third world country. But in the end, the thugs failed and the truth won. Freedom won, justice won, democracy won, and above all, the American people won.
Pomerantz was a leader of Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's investigation into Trump's business practices, but he quit in 2022 over Bragg's initial decision not to seek criminal charges against the president. Elias long represented the DNC and fought blah, 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 blah. Is it just me, or does anybody else find it interesting that Trump literally mentioned Alvin Bragg's employee but didn't bother to mention Alvin Bragg? I feel like I'm getting deja vu. In the context of that, Eric Adams and Alvin Bragg have entered a new level of collaboration. Eric Adams and Alvin Bragg are forming a coalition, the Village Interagency Task Force, a new multi-agency quality of life improvement hub that will bring together law enforcement, elected officials, and community and business leaders to address public safety and quality of life issues in the Greenwich Village. First off, they walk in together, and is it just me, or does this whole coalition have Trumpian overtones, especially considering the the way New York was treating violent crime over the past 4 years. New Yorkers have a right to public order, safer streets, and cleaner parks, and this administration has fought for that right since day one, including in the Village. Now, this is where Eric Adams is from, so I expect him to be putting on a face, but this dude looks like he's holding back cheesing so hard right now.
So important, on the ground, hearing from the community and responding accordingly with real partnership, dismantling the walls that have prevented us from dealing with some of the chronic quality of life issues that we faced in the past.
Dude, there's no room to move in this city, man. Look at this, bro.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor, and thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Mayor, and you mentioned Deputy Mayor Chauncey Parker. I want to thank him as well. And all the agencies are involved. This is interdisciplinary work. This is government working together across silos. And so I thank the leadership for making this happen.
Look, I'm a pattern guy, man. I see these things shifting, just like how we're watching the tides turn for these corrupt prosecutors. It feels like there's no more steam in Alvin Bragg's engine. Like he's totally run out of momentum. Instead of picking up the case against Eric Adams, like people were wondering if he would, that case is getting dropped completely or adjourned. A judge is basically sitting on it until everybody's bored with it. They're making sure that neither the federal government nor the state government can bring it against him. We've got investigations into all the corrupt prosecutors that were weaponizing lawfare through the DOJ, including Alvin Bragg. Call me crazy, but to me it looks like Alvin Bragg is seeing the writing on the wall, and he's choosing not to play it like all of these other corrupt prosecutors that are about to get railroaded. Hey, thanks for hanging out, y'all. Do me a favor and like and subscribe. Share the video with someone you know. It really helps me fight the algorithm. I'm trying to get back in its good graces since I had to take a break moving. You guys that made it to the end, you're a real one. I appreciate you being here. I bet you'll like any of this other stuff too. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.